Hi, my name is Rylan Beasley, and for my end of course project, I picked the branches of government. Today, I will be discussing each branch of government, what they do, and how they can impact the government in our country, and a time in history where each branch has been used. Let's get started. The first branch I chose to talk about is the legislative branch. This is the branch in the government that creates laws. But this is not the only job the branch has. The branch can also determine state budget, establish legislative districts, and can do many other important duties that will benefit us as a country. You can have this legislative branch in the government, and you can have it at your local level, your county. The legislative decisions are made by the City Council, County Board of Commissioners, and many other important roles. These roles are elected among the county and are used each day throughout your county. The government legislative branch is made up of the Congress and several government agencies. This has helped us each and every day throughout history and will continue to help us. The legislative branch is still used today and was used for many historical events. One historical event that everyone knows is the Civil Rights Movement in 1964. The Civil Rights Movement ended Jim Crow laws that segregated the blacks and the whites, and the Civil Rights Movement also banned discrimination for African Americans, discrimination in education, in voting, and in public accommodations. The Civil Rights Movement was led by many influential figures. Two that are known the most are Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. This is a time in history that was very important and is still important today. It secured African Americans equal access to restaurants, transportations, public facilities, and even education. The executive branch is the next branch I will be discussing. This branch is in charge of enforcing the laws. This is one of the most important of the three branches. The branch consists of the president, his or her advisors, and various departments. The vice president, as we know, will be the main supporter of the president. And if anything ever happens to the president, the vice president, as we know, will step in to finish the term. The cabinet members will serve as an advisor to the president and advise the president throughout whatever he or she might go through. The cabinet members include the vice president, head of executive departments, and other high-ranking government members. When the time comes for the government to elect another cabinet member, the member is nominated by the president and must be approved by the Senate. The executive branch is used today and was, of course, used throughout history. One historic event was President Richard Nixon while he visited to China. This was a very pivotal moment for the United States, and it had marked the first time that a president had visited the People's Republic of China since its origination in 1949. This was during the Cold War and was a strategic and bold move for President Nixon and was a visit to sign multiple agreements. This is still taught throughout history today and through school, and in my opinion is one of the most important times during history. The legislative branch is a huge branch in government and is known for interpreting laws, applying laws, and deciding if a law violates the Constitution. This branch of government includes the Supreme Court and other federal courts. Each branch of government has the ability to respond to actions of each branch. This is known as the checks and balance system, which helps each branch not gain or lose more power than the other. Each branch can change the acts of the other branches. The president has many important jobs, and one of them is seeing over the checks and balance system, just making sure that each branch is equal and doesn't have more power than the other. A president can veto legislation created by Congress and also nominates head of federal agencies. In the judicial branch, the Congress has the job of confirming or rejecting the presidential nominees. Also, the Congress can remove a president out of office under certain circumstances, like impeachment. The justices of the Supreme Court is nominated by the president, then is confirmed by the Senate, and the Senate can overturn unconstitutional laws. The judicial branch is a huge and a very important part to our checks and balances system. Another important historical event that many people know is Brown versus Board of Education, and is a historical case that ruled segregated schools was unconstitutional. There was a court case called Plessy versus Ferguson, and it stated separate but equal for white and colored races. During Brown versus Board of Education, the separate but equal statement was overturned. This was a major turning point in the civil rights movement and paved the ways for desegregation in public schools and many other public settings. This historical case used the judicial branch through this process, deciding that the case was unconstitutional and is still taught throughout schools today.